one of the most important aspects of working online is getting traffic. The second is getting known. I mean, how are you going to get traffic? How are you going to get money if people don't know who you are? You know, if you're just hidden in the dark corner, how are you going to get anywhere? So building an online presence is a big deal. It really is. You know, I could say the name Russell Brunson. I could say the name David Wood. I could say the name Brian Winters, and you may know those names. Crystal Taylor. These are people who started out, you know, like any of us, you know, unknown online marketers. And now they've built an online presence where people know their name. I think one of the most impressive has been Crystal Taylor. You know, she started just a few months before I did, and she built her wealth to over $100,000 a year within her first, 8 months of doing this? Now everybody knows her name. Now she's got the nickname, the traffic queen. You know, she has tried all these different methods. She works in all these different businesses, and she keeps growing and growing and growing. So how do you do that? How do you build an online presence? And your online presence has to be one of honor, integrity, respect, knowledge. You know, you can't create this online presence of a slacker or someone lazy or someone who whines or someone who's not professional. You got to create something where people are going to be gravitating towards you. You know, they're going to trust you. They're going to like what you do. They're going to learn from you. They're going to be inspired by you. If that happens, they become interested in you, then they become interested in your business. I can tell you right now that most people buy the story behind the products. They buy from the people. They don't buy the product for the product. Now, of course, that happens, but I mean, you know, my lantern business took off once I told the story about how I built the shop. And it wasn't a pleasant story, but once I did it, that grabbed attention. Suddenly I was making sales because people liked the story. There are other people who came along who copied me and make electric hurricane lanterns, and they barely sell any. Some of them have been lower priced than me, and they don't sell any. It's because of the story. So some of the tips to build an online presence is you just got to get yourself out there. First of all, sound like you know what you're talking about. You know, if you don't know what you're talking about, don't talk about it. Let's say you know nothing about making a good YouTube video. Then don't make a video about making a good YouTube video. If you know nothing about Twitter, you've never used it, then don't go make a video about Twitter. Because you're not going to sound passionate, you're not going to be clear, and people are going to know you're faking it. You know, they're going to know, like, this guy never used Twitter. So you want to know what you're talking about. Very important. And when you know what you're talking about, it creates passion. People can hear it in you. And that's effective. You also want to get involved in, you know, let's say you belong to a marketing system and they have a Facebook group. Get involved in the Facebook group. Get your name out there. Let people know you. Let them know your name. For me, when I worked in one particular system, I went on there to help answer questions and help people with their problems and things that I would learn. So I developed a name there. People knew who I was. You also want to get involved in videos, whether you do what I do or another form, but either way, video helps get your presence out there. You know, and when you talk as an authority, you know what you're talking about in these videos, people will take you seriously. So that's another great way. And then you got your social media sites. Build a Facebook fan page. Build a Facebook fan page and then add people to that. You know, when people like the page, you know, promote the page in your videos and all in your blog, everywhere you can. Same thing with Twitter, Pinterest. You know, people are pinning my stuff all the time. So social media is great for building your online presence. And the other part of this is just being a force that people, you know, could gravitate towards. You know, I haven't been doing this for that long. I've been online for a long time, but I haven't been doing online marketing for a long time. But what's happened over the past few months has been amazing. And I do relate this to how I was part of 5 Figure Day and then things didn't end well. And I relate this to that because it gave me a push. Suddenly I was like, screw that. I'm not going to be treated this way. And once I did that, I changed. I became much more of an authority in what I talk about. And that has worked. People contact me all the time. A lot of people thank me because a lot of the stuff I talk about, people will charge for that. They'll create online courses. Well, I don't want to do that. To me, I'm going to do a give and take here. I'm going to give you information that helps you. And then I hope that you come to my website and become part of my system. Maybe you become a subscriber. Maybe you buy one of my products. That's why I do it. But instead of just asking you, hey, why don't you come and buy my product? I'm going to offer something to you first. And that's information. So if that information helps you, great. And then you may be like, hey, this guy's helping me. What else does he have? I'm interested in what he does. And you sign up. That's part of how you build your presence. So try those tips out. Remember, you have to be an authority in what you talk about. You got to be clear. Even if you're new at this, learn one thing and learn the hell out of it. Learn one thing, get good at it, and then you've got something to talk about and something to build on. One last tip, get an authority blog. That's one of the best ways to build your online presence. Get an authority blog. Make sure that blog is like your home base. Put all your videos on there. Do all your blogging on there. Have your products there. Create pages with your blog posts. You want this to be a place where when people come to, they're going to look at you as a business owner who knows what he's talking about. And it works. Believe me, it works. Thank you for watching the video. Click on the big red button to become a subscriber of my YouTube channel. And then click on the left side to go to my website. It's jam-packed with fantastic content and access to the very money-making opportunities I do every day.
You suck!
Shut it, Granny.
Bite my ass!